Good evening. Good evening. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the City of Temecula's Veteran Day celebration. My name is Aaron Adams. I have the privilege of being the city manager for the City of Temecula. And before we begin, I just want to introduce, we have a few dignitaries in the audience. I know we have several commissioners from our boards and commissions, and I saw Commissioner Eric Levine. Thank you. I saw Commissioner Hagel from the Public Traffic Safety Commission. I saw Commissioner Adi. Thank you for being here. I saw Commissioner Sizemore. Thank you also for being here. Corey from Assemblymember Waldron's office. Thank you for being here as well. Appreciate you. And folks in the way back, hopefully you can hear me well, but we do have some empty chairs, so if you feel so inclined, you want to move up a little closer, you're welcome to do so throughout the program and during the symphony. Veterans Day originated as Armistice Day on November 11th, 1919, the first anniversary marking the end of World War I. Congress passed a resolution in 1926 making it an annual observance, and it became a national holiday in 1938. Then President Dwight D. Eisenhower signed legislation in 1954 to change the name to Veterans Day to honor all those who served the country in war or peace. On this day, the nation honors military veterans with parades and other observances across the country, and a ceremony at the Tomb of the Unknowns at Arlington National Cemetery in Virginia. In reviewing some recent census data, did you know that the number of military veterans in the United States from 2015 to 2019 was 18.2 million? However, according to the Department of Veteran Affairs, there are around 19 million in U.S. veterans as of this year in 2021, which represents a little less than 10% of the U.S. adult population. Did you know the number of female veterans in the United States from 2015 to 2019 was 1.6 million? And did you know that according to the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs statistics, 240,329 of the 16 million Americans who served in World War II are still alive in 2021. Yeah, we can clap for that. I'm going to ask, I don't know, do we have any WW2 veterans here tonight in the audience? I know we have some locally and we've honored them in the past, and you are very special to all of us. This may not surprise you, but do you know which state in the country has the highest veteran population? Yep, right here in the Golden State, California, where in 2019, there was a reported 1.47 million veterans living in California. So intuitively, we know the city of Temecula is home to many, many active duty military members, as well as many retired veterans. So on behalf of the city of Temecula, we thank all of the men and women who currently wear a uniform or previously wore the uniform and protected our freedoms and our liberties in this great country. Temecula loves you, and we thank you. At this time, I will now turn the program over to our Boy Scout Troop 148 for the presentation of the colors and the flag salute.
Audience, please rise. Color Guard, attention. Color Guard, advance. Hoist the colors. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Those in uniform, you may salute. If not, please place your right hand over your heart. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. 2. Color guard, salute. 2. Regroup. Color guard, dismissed. Audience, you may be seated.
Let's hear it again for Boy Scout Troop 148. Ladies and gentlemen, we will have some brief remarks from the Temecula City Council. So I'd like to invite up to the stage, please welcome your mayor, Marianne Edwards.
Thank you, Aaron. Now, I thought a lot about what to say standing up here, and I've had several ceremonies today, and each one very special. Honestly, there's nothing we can say that would adequately thank our veterans for what they have done and what they were willing to have done. We wouldn't be here today with the ability to make choices every single day, to choose whether to stay home, go to school, do I go to the grocery store, do I help a neighbor, do I serve the community? We'd have none of those choices without our veterans. So on behalf of the City Council, please know you are so special to us. We do realize your gift, your sacrifice, and we also recognize the families of veterans who also sacrifice, but they hold down the fort at home. So thank you so much, so much. We appreciate you more than you can say. And please celebrate this, your honor and your sacrifice with us. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Mayor Pro Tem Matt Ron could not be with us this evening. He's out of town, but he did want me to pass along his very best and gratitude to all of our veterans and their families. So at this time, I'd like to invite up Council Member Zach Schwenk.
Thank you, Aaron, and it's truly an honor and a privilege to be here with everyone this evening. I'm just genuinely proud of our community and our region as a whole for how we honor and pay tribute to our veterans and our military families. Like everyone here, our family is a proud military family. My grandfather served in the United States Navy. Jennifer's father served in the Navy as well, retired as a Master Chief. And my father served in the Marine Corps during the Vietnam War. There wasn't always a time where cities and towns did this for veterans and military families. So it really warms my heart and to be here with everyone this evening, to see everyone here tonight. And again, I'm just so proud of the city. Our mayor always sums it up so well. We cannot express the love, the gratitude, the appreciation, but we'll do our best to do that. And so thank you all for being here tonight, and we honor you with gratitude. We love you, and thanks for being just a wonderful part of our community. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Schwenk. And at this time, I'd like to invite up Councilmember Stewart.
Well, last night I got to spend the evening with about 200 Marines for the cake ceremony. And I'd never experienced that before. And it was quite an experience. And you know what? I walked away feeling that when you're in the military, you're in a family. And so everybody who you do that life with become your family. And that's what I saw last night. It was just like a whole bunch of brothers and sisters hanging out, having a great time. And so thank you all for all you've done for our country, and for the ones that are still in, what you're still going to do for our country. So thank you for the sacrifice, and the sacrifice of the families of these military too. I heard last night that everybody's in the military when you have a spouse in the military. So for all you family members who have done life with your husband and or wife in the military, thank you for your service also. So thank you.
Thank you, Council Member. And Council Member Jessica Alexander became ill today, and otherwise she would be here standing in my place. And if you don't know, she is a proud member of the military veteran population, and she asked me to read her remarks that she was prepared to speak to tonight. So I'm just going to read this on behalf of Council Member Jessica Alexander. Good evening. May I please have all the veterans stand? Thank you. What an honor to be here today. I want to thank all of you, the men and women who have served in our armed forces. For me, the greatest honor is that I had the opportunity to serve this great nation with some of the bravest men and women I know. Can everyone please stand and give them an applause? So everyone. Today, there are approximately 9 million veterans here in the United States who have dedicated their lives for the freedom of this nation. Every Marine, sailor, airman, Coast Guardsman, and soldier, either on active duty or on reservist, have all served in a capacity that has kept our borders safe from enemies both foreign and domestic. I want to thank all of you for your sacrifices and dedication. We all entered into the military for different reasons and circumstances. I know that the military has changed the lives of each of us in different ways, yet it has been a privilege for all of us to be called veterans of the United States Armed Forces. U.S. veterans have dedicated their lives to a role, a function, a purpose that was greater than themselves. They gave of themselves willingly and selflessly. Veterans gave of their time, important moments with their family, and much more in order to have served a country they loved and honored, a country they knew was worth sacrificing their own lives for in order to ensure the safety of others. Being a part of the military is about being in a family of brothers and sisters that will always be there for you. There is nothing like being able to pick up a phone and call someone you served with decades before and laugh about the crazy things you may have done in the barracks, reminisce about the adventures and challenges that you went through and how you got through them together. Talking and maybe even shedding a tear about the experiences and situations that were some of the hardest things to endure in life. However, you know that they will always be there, even if your lives have been separated by time. I always find it incredible, no matter what branch of service we served in, we can always make a new friend at the airport, going to our local VFW, or standing in line at the food store, all because we discover that the other individual is a brother or sister that has also served in some capacity. United States veterans who have served have learned integrity, respect, responsibility, strength, determination, perseverance, and how to improvise, adapt over any situation. As for me, having learned honor, courage, and commitment has given me unrelenting determination to achieve victory in every endeavor of my life. I am Staff Sergeant Jessica Alexander. I served 5 years in the United States Marine Corps. I have served all over the world, and I am proud and honored to call all of you my brothers and sisters. May God bless all of you, and Semper Fi. At this time, I'd like to invite the mayor and all the city council members back up here on stage. We have a tradition here of honoring active members of the military by hanging their picture their rank, and their branch of service on a banner here in Old Town, and returning the banner to the family on Veterans Day, and simply saying thank you for allowing us to honor your family member. This is a free program offered by the City of Temecula to our residents, and you can contact my office if you want to get more information or if you're interested in participating in this program after you leave here tonight. This year, we will be honoring 3 distinct individuals currently serving our country, and their respective banners have been displayed in Old Town Temecula. When I read their name, I would like the family to come up if you're here. Shake each of the hands if you feel comfortable of our Temecula City Council, and the mayor will be presenting you with your respective banner. Starting with the Army, we are recognizing this evening Private Second Class Larry Sepulveda. Larry Sepulveda's family, are you here? I don't see you. All right. Also from the Army, Specialist Daniel Murphy. Would Daniel Murphy's family please come on up? Our next recognition is in the Navy, and we would like to recognize Petty Officer Third Class Jordan Netter. Please have the family come on up. So that's everyone. You guys are good. Thank you, council members. Tonight we will be also honoring a business that has played a big part in the Path of Honor history, Sun City Granite. Sun City Granite has been in business since 1991. Their very first job with the City of Temecula was engraving the inaugural batch of pavers to be installed on the new Path of Honor back in 2004. That year, they engraved over 300 pavers. Since that first batch in 2004, Sun City Granite has engraved nearly 1,500 Path of Honor veteran pavers over the past 18 years. Most of the pavers you will find at the Path of Honor have been engraved by longtime and dedicated employee Vince Martinez. Vince started with the company when he was 15 years old, attending in high school, and has been with them ever since. Sun City Granite has designed veteran memorials for military facilities, including March Air Force Base, Camp Pendleton, and the Riverside National Cemetery. They have also designed veteran memorials for many of our surrounding cities in the Inland Valley. Sun City Granite has always answered the call when asked to help with anything related to honoring our valley's veterans. They truly have a huge heart for our military veterans. So it is with great pleasure that I invite the owner of Sun City Granite, Teresa Herbers and Christopher Herbers, to the podium, as we'd like to present them with this plaque of appreciation for all their years of dedicated service to engraving the pavers at our Path of Honor. Let's please welcome them appropriately. And can I have the mayor and city council come back up, please? Thank you again. Located at the Temecula Duck Pond, the Letters Home Veteran Memorial, designed by artist Christopher Pardell, is dedicated in honor of our veterans. The steps leading to the memorial and the wheelchair access ramp, which winds past the Fallen Heroes Memorial up to the Letters Home Memorial, are each dedicated as a path of honor. These paths are comprised of permanent granite pavers engraved with the names of men and women who have served our nation in our armed forces during peace or war. It was founded in 2004 by David Michael, PH1 USN, a decorated WW2 veteran of Iwo Jima campaign. David passed away in 2007, and the Path of Honor torch was picked up by T. Michael Birkenshaw. Michael has acted as the Path of Honor's executive director for the past 15 years. Mr. Birkenshaw is a veteran of 20 years service from 1956 to 1976 and ascended from Seaman Recruit E1 to Chief Warrant Officer, spending 17 and a half years on sea duty. He retired as a Master Chief Petty Officer E9 and wears a few rows of ribbons and medals, plus silver dolphins for his 10 years in submarines and a surface warfare pin gained as a warrant officer home-ported in Bahrain on the flagship and the staff of Commander Middle East Force. It is with great pleasure that I invite T. Michael Birkenshaw to the podium, where he will provide us with a brief history of his time overseeing the Path of Honor, followed by the reading of this year's paver recipients. Mr. Birkenshaw will read the paver names. Please welcome Mr. Birkenshaw.
How you all doing out there? All right, that's what we need. Yeah, I've been doing this for a couple of days, usually pretty much alone, and then this past year, this young man stepped up who was a new body to me. I don't know. His name's Jeff Lawrence. Jeff, are you here right now? I wish you'd come up here. Guess what he said to me? He said, "Can I help you?" Well, in appreciation for everything Jeff has done, and he's the reason that we've got 36 names, I put together 6, he brought in 30. Fair enough, right? I'm going to have my youngest grandchild. Her name is, what the hell's your name? Anyway, my memory is not as good as it used to be. Victoria. I'm going to have her come up here and bring a little something up here for Jeff to say thank you. Bring it. Come here, darling. Thank you, sweetheart. Now, I'm going to do a little ad right here just because it seems appropriate to get a little advertising in. These wreaths are, show your wreath off, Jeff. These wreaths are done by my wife, my better 3/4. And so you guys can all find my phone number. It's in the Path of Honor. And if you need a wreath for some reason, I don't know, I give them to Jeff Lawrence is what I do with them. But if you need a wreath for your home, this is the kind of quality work she does. So I'd let you know that, okay? Jeff, thank you so much, buddy. Thanks. And then I got a couple other things. If we've got any Korean war vets in here, and if you need a new hat, I lived through it, but I wasn't in it. So I've got a brand new hat. It's everybody's greasy head. And I'd be pleased to give you this Korean War veteran hat. If you'll just see me, come up to this wheelchair over here any time after the music starts, so they don't care then. Come up and I'll give you this hat. And then I've got one more thing actually. This is a magazine of an organization I represent. In fact, this vest represents that organization. It's called the United States Submarine Veterans Incorporated. There's about 12,000 of us throughout the United States. I've served as national commander of the organization from 2010 to 2014 and done everything, including created this magazine in 2005. It was handed to me as a black and white newsletter. I changed it a little bit. So I would love to give you, if there's any submariners in here, I would like to give you a copy of this if I've got enough. I mean, submariners that don't know me, okay? New guys. And just drop by the chair and I'll hand this off to you. It was great of Aaron to handle the introductions on the Path of Honor. What he didn't actually mention, but I will because we've got some people from that category here tonight to be inducted, is that Mr. Michaels, who founded this Path of Honor, young man, bright young man that he was, he went into Iwo Jima with the Marines. He was a Fleet Marine Force corpsman, and they didn't call them corpsmen back then. In those days, they called them pharmacist mates. Everybody hearing me okay, or is it more than you want? I'll try to make you happy if I can. But in any case, this guy was a hero, and he lived through the entire occupation of Okinawa from day one until they left. So lived through it all, and of course, corpsmen are the first one they start shooting at, because they're really easy to find. They've got a red cross in the middle of their helmet. First thing you do when you get into combat with one of those things is take a black marker and scratch that out. You don't want to be, they'll find you if they need you, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, enough about that, and you've already heard pretty much enough about me. I'm wearing the patches of all the ships and all the submarines I served on. There was 7 of them, or 6 of them, I'm not sure now. And I spent 800 days of my life submerged, and been there and done that. My longest patrol was 98 days submerged. That was on a fast attack up where we were watching Russian ships do Russian things. Some of the most fun I'd had. Anyway, but the Path of Honor is something that it's an effort to love for me to do. And we've got these 36 people to be inducted tonight. We do this regularly. We've never had quite an affair as this. Usually we've met over on the lawn by the monument. And I've been doing this, like I said, without anything like this. And this is amazing. And I got a box lunch. Come on, I mean, you know, I got no way to complain. You know, so and they're very good too. I ate half of my sandwich, I'm telling you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to announce these names, and I'm also doing something a little different, but I don't want to prolong it. I'm going to try to get through it, but at the same time, I'm going to try and get through it with reasonable speed. So, and I don't think this family is here yet, so I'm going to mention theirs. Alan Bedell, are you here? Where's Alan's family? I heard a yeah, but did somebody mean that? Hello, was it a young person? You got volunteers everywhere. Anyway, Alan Bedell was a first-class medical hospital corpsman, and he was in the Fleet Marine Force. U.S. Navy retired 1995 to 2015. He was in Europe and the Pacific, OIF and OEF, and he nominated himself for membership in the Path of Honor. Next on our list is Ed Boudreau, Sergeant, PH, USMC, 1966-1970. Vietnam, 1968 to 1970. How many of you remember the Vietnam War? Well, they didn't call it a war. They called it something else, like Korea. That was a police action. And if you're getting shot at and somebody's shooting at you, it's a war. I don't care. But that's my point of view. Vietnam, 68 to 70. And he was sponsored by Lori Trupa. Are you here tonight? Well, welcome to you anyway. Thank you so much. Louis D. Bombardier. He was an AMMHC, U.S. Navy, 1942 to 67. He was in World War II, Korea, and Vietnam. And he was sponsored by Julie, I'm going to get this wrong, but it's NGO. Is that no? Yes, it's no? I got it. Thank you, Marianne. You are such a sweetheart. He was sponsored by Julie No, and they're from Temecula. Then it was Gunnery Sergeant Gary Brown Sr., United States Marine Corps. Hoorah! 1979. I can get you Jarhead started, can't I? Yeah, I can. Now we're talking, brother. Korea, Vietnam, oh no, wait a minute. Gary Brown, sorry, USMC, 1979 to 99. And he was on the USS Okinawa, and in the Gulf War, and he was sponsored by Geraldine Brown from Temecula, California. They here? Stand up, please. Stand up. Just for a minute. Have your sponsor stand up too, son. There we go. It's such a good thing to know somebody's actually here I know. All right, that's great. Natalie S. Calderon, Gunnery Sergeant, United States Marine Corps, retired 2000 to 2018, and her MOS was a 5821, which means she was an intelligence specialist or something like that. One of those scary people you hear about. We called them spooks in submarines, you know. And he was sponsored by Natalie Calderon of Temecula, California, and Chris L. Calderon, Sergeant, I think they might be related, Sergeant USMC 2002 to 2012, and he was a ground pilot. Now you might want to ask me what that is. That's somebody who never gets off the ground but drives helicopters around so they can get from various places and repair and that sort of thing. That's a ground pilot. I didn't know that either. And once again, sponsored by Natalie Calderon of Temecula, California. Is any of that family here? Well, we're glad to announce you. Ernie M. Chavez, Master Gunnery Sergeant, United States Marine Corps, 1984, 2011, Iraq and Korea, sponsored by Elizabeth M. Chavez of Temecula, California, another one of our Marine buddies. Hurrah! And I've sailed with all kinds of people, you know, flagships where they had Marines there. I was in the station in London for several years, across from the embassy, and we had Marines that guarded our building where Eisenhower used to work. And in fact, I was invited to the Marine Centennial, maybe the only sailor that I was a chief petty officer at the time, just a kid, and got invited over there. And the head honcho of them, he picked up a whole group of youngsters and told them, "You dance with the chief's wife. Don't let her sit there." And she never missed a dance as far as I know. Anyway, Ryan D. Clark, Sergeant, U.S. Army Infantry. That must hurt your feet. Afghan, 2008 to 2013, and he was sponsored by Terrence St. Pierre, Temecula, California. Any of that family here? Well, you guys are missing out on all the fun. Anthony Flynn, Radioman Seaman, USNR, 1958 to 64, USS Cecilia, AO 56, sponsors by himself, lives in Florida. I sailed with this young man back in 56. I was on that tanker with him. That was my first deployment, which lasted a couple of days. So, been there, do that. Are you from his family? Oh, anyway, Tony Flynn he ran the USS Cecilia Association for many years and did it well. R.J. Gebhardt, Technical Sergeant, United States Air Force, 1941 to 45. World War II, well, United States Army Air Force. Did I say that? Because a lot of people don't know the United States Air Force did not exist until 1948. Before that, it was the United States Army Air Force. So that's when it changed. Anyway, he was in the World War II, 491st Bomber Squadron. Brianna Lira from Winchester, California, sponsored him. Are they here? Moving right along. George, it's Jorge. It's Jorge Gomez Arroyo, Private United States Marine Corps, 1951 to 53, Korea. Gina Galvin, West Covina. Hoorah! Stand up if the family's here. Let them know you're here. Thanks for being here. Thanks for your service. Cody J. Haley, lieutenant, sorry, he was a corporal. I forget what the L means. Anyway, United States Marine Corps, 2015 to 17, 1st Battalion, 4th MAR, Africa, Kuwait, sponsored by Connor Lavender, Temecula, California. Hoorah! Are you here? Cody here? Well, I'm telling you, I'm going to have to announce these guys again sometime. This is going to be tough. James V. Hesswood, Machinist Mate, 3rd Class, U.S. Navy, 1965 to 67. USS Ranger, Vietnam. Marnie Hestwood of Temecula sponsored him. You folks here? Patrick Householder, EM-1SS, United States Navy, 1960 to 70, USS Chopper, SS-342, nominated by himself. He lives in Arizona, and already know he's not here. C.J. Jacobson, Lieutenant Commander, United States retired. That C stands for Chris. USN retired 1987 to 2011. OIF SSN 708, SSN 704, Chris Jacobson, Temecula, California. Are you here, Chris? Good on you, buddy. John Jakes, storekeeper second class, SS, U.S. Navy, 1982-1986, USS Ohio, SSBN 726. Oh, the SSN stands for submarine nuclear. SSBN stands for submarine ballistic nuclear, with the bigger ones. We got a lot more missiles on them. He was nominated by himself. He's in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, and he won't be with us tonight. Dale F. Jewell, Master Chief Electrician, SS, U.S. Navy, 1958-1982, USS Boston, Chief of the Boat, nominated by his son, Greg Jewell, who is in North Carolina and won't be here. But Dave Jewell and I went to nuclear power school in 1964. So if that predates a couple of you, that's life. But Greg won't be here. Breton Coolin, IT-1SW, U.S. Navy, 2008-2016. Operation Enduring Freedom. Marissa Coolin of Murrieta sponsored him. They here? Gets easier and easier. M.O. Mandak, Lieutenant Commander. That M stands for Maureen. I got that wrong a little earlier. U.S. Navy, 1997-2008. CV-75, Kosovo, CV-71. Well, those are aircraft carriers, by the way. Maureen Jacobson of Temecula, California. And I know that Maureen's with us because she hangs out with Chris. All right. Mario Martin, Hospital Corpsman, Senior Chief, U.S. Navy, 1992-2016. Advanced Combat Medic. And the note I've got here is Book Pena sponsored him, but I think there's a name that goes with that. I think it's Iris Pena. And they're from Temecula. Are they here with us? Okay. Dewar Martinez, Gunnery Sergeant, United States Marine Corps, 1950-1978, Korea and Vietnam, sponsored by Elizabeth M. Chavez of Temecula, California. Hoorah! Are they here tonight? Well, they're missing out on a lot of fun, I'm telling you. Thomas McCarthy, Seaman, U.S. Navy, 1955-1958, sailed on the USS Bonhomme Richard. The Bonnie Dick is what we knew it by. And Lance McNeil was his sponsor, Temecula, California. You here? Good on you. Gabriel Michael, Corporal, USMC, 2006 to 2010, ARFF, Okinawa. Lindsay Freiling of Temecula, California, sponsored him. Hoorah! Is he here? Okay. Michael Milano, EM-1SS, U.S. Navy, 1961 to 1969, USS Scamp, SSN 588. Sponsored by Christina Milano, and they're in Minnesota. This young man, Michael Milano, sailed on a boat that I commissioned. In 1961, I commissioned the USS Scamp. So I know a little bit about that one. Craig Miller, SPST, specialist, I guess. U.S. Army, 1965 to 1967. Vietnam, sponsored by Marnie Hestwood, Temecula, California. You with us? Okay. Frank C. Reed, Jr., sonar technician, second class, U.S. Navy, 1942 to 45. NAB Corrado. Makia de Sanchez Davis of Menifee, California, sponsored him. Are you with us? Hilario M. Rivera, Corporal, U.S. Army, 1943 to 44. World War II, Purple Heart. Gina Galvin of West Covina sponsored him. The family here? All right. Thank you. Harold G. Rollins, Seaman, U.S. Navy, 1945 to 54. World War II, United States Naval Reserve, sponsored by Georgianne Rollins of Temecula, California. Anyone here representing them? Terrence St. Pierre, U.S. Army Police, Spec 4, Fort Knox, 1966 to 68. Isn't that where they used to keep gold? Isn't that back when we had gold? Oh, whatever. Terrence St. Pierre of Temecula, California, sponsored himself. Wayne Standerford, Torpedoman First Class, SS, U.S. Navy, 1956 to 66. USS Trigger, SS, 564, sponsored by himself, lives in Texas. He is currently the National Commander of the United States Submarine Veterans. And I know a lot about Wayne, I wouldn't even tell you. In fact, these boots I've got wearing tonight, you can take a look at them if you want. I bought these boots when I was with him down in Texas. They are some kind of boots, I'm telling you. Whoa, thank you, whoever said that. Oh, sorry. David B. Thompson, Sergeant, U.S. Army, 1968 to 71. Let's hear it. This young man was in Vietnam, and he was there with, and her sponsor is Julie Go. No. I'll get used to it. I know that, I think doesn't pho mean soup? I don't know. Anyway, we're moving right along. Thanks for being here. Paul Trufa, Spec 5, U.S. Army, 1967 to 68. Vietnam, 1967 to 68. Sponsored by Lori Trufa of Temecula. Joe Vaquero, Spec 4, U.S. Air Force, 1988 to 92. Desert Storm, Desert Shield. Sponsored by Jeannie Vaccaro at Temecula, California. Anybody here from that family? Well, we're just doing fine. Ralph Warren, PO2, U.S. Navy, 1962 to 71. And that's everything it says about this young man. We don't know a lot about him. Sponsored by Don Miklich, and I know there's nobody here for that family, but they wanted to be in our monument. So thank you, City of Temecula, for the advertising you did. Brent M. Weld, OS2, U.S. Navy, 2009 to 2016. USS Cowpens, CG-63. Michelle Weld sponsored him from San Bernardino, California. Are there any of them here? Really? Good on you. That's a heck of a drive getting down here from Purdue. Good on you. Be careful going home or stay overnight. Michael J. Williamson, EN2, Engineman Second Class, SS, U.S. Navy, 1985-1980, USS Bonefish, SS 582, and he sponsored himself, and he's from the San Bernardino area. So there you are. Now, that really took longer than I thought it was going to, but what I wanted to say was this. Those of you members that are here, veterans that are here, look us up. I've got a web. It's called Path of Honor, easy to spell, PATHOFHONOR, and it's pathofhonor.org. And look us up or check the City of Temecula's list for something about the Path of Honor. We'll get you an application. It's cheap, you know. It's $100, and the majority of it goes for engraving. Although they just gave me a break on this one because I finally brought them more than 12. Or whatever it was. Hard to drag in people at times. But the city got on it, and I really appreciate what they've done for us. And I apologize for anything I may have said previous times that wasn't nice, but we got it done, so whatever. I mean, I don't know if he's as old as I am or not, but he's got some white on him, so we'll see. But anyway, I want to thank you all, and I do want to introduce my family because that's only fair. My better three-quarters is right there, and that's Susie. And she's been with me for 32 years. And in another year, that lovely child will have been with me for half of her entire life. And next to her is my youngest daughter, Sasha, who is only 31. So you see, we've been together for 32, she's 31, everything in order. Although I've heard, The first child can come anytime. The second one takes 9 months. You know, I've heard that. Next to her is my son-in-law, and his name is Frank the Tank. And he's come in to see he thinks he's growing a beard. He doesn't know what he's doing yet. And then, of course, you've already met my lovely granddaughter, and so there she is. So I'm just gonna finish this up with telling you that I've got 17 grandkids. We won't talk about wives, but 17 grandkids. I've got 9 great-grandchildren, and last I knew I had 6, and I might have 7 by now, great-great-grandchildren. So the family is extending, whether I like it or not. But anyway, I want to thank you all for being here. I apologize for taking as long as I did, but I appreciate your support, and welcome to the Path of Honor.
That was awesome. And yes, it's no. Julie, no.
One more time, I'd have had that right. Y'all be safe and take care. Thank you.
Those are mine too.
No, they're not. This is not yours.
Yes, sir.
Oh, this is
That's mine too.
I got that straight out.
I know.
You're gonna have to use different color paper.
I'm trying to take all my notes. Let's hear it from Mr. Birkenshaw again. So. Yeah, he does an amazing job on that project. And before I introduce the symphony, I did want to introduce a dear friend to the city of Temecula, and I know he's also a proud vet, former council member, city of Temecula, as well as your 3rd District Riverside County Supervisor. Please join me in welcoming Supervisor Chuck Washington. Supervisor, we thank you for your service, and we thank you for supporting Temecula and everything that you do and you continue to do. So thanks for coming this evening as well. Yeah. Thank you.